What's up, everybody? Ben here, back in the game room. It's been a busy few days for me. I recorded a video, I guess, sometime over the weekend, maybe Sunday or something. I had that big NES pickup. I made a trade. I had a whole bunch of eBay stuff. And, it's the time of year. Maryland, the weather's gotten a lot better. Yard sales are starting to pick up. Fleas are starting to pick up. I think people are starting to do their own little spring cleaning and stuff like that. And so I've been having a lot more opportunities to get stuff. So I have another video pretty quickly on the heels of the last one. So if you're liking this stuff, please do me the favor of liking the video. Please comment if you found something interesting, subscribe, all that stuff. It really helps me out. A little background before we get into it. So the first is Facebook Marketplace. It was so funny because the other day my girlfriend was talking to me and I was just talking about how I felt like yard sales weren't picking up. He says, well, Facebook hasn't been busy for you either. I'm like, no, it hasn't. And of course, right after that happens, I get a couple Facebook Marketplace pickups with extras. So I'll get into all that as we do the pickups. And then the other thing was an order I had shipped to me from a guy in New York. I'm a member of a number of Facebook groups. This happened to be a Sega Dreamcast collectors group, and the guy is getting out of the hobby. And told me it was about family and stuff, and I bought his Dreamcast collection, what he had left of it, and it cost me a lot of money, about $500. I'm going to get into all of that at the end, but first, let me show you the stuff I picked up locally off Facebook Marketplace. So this first deal was local to me. So I guess I was having family dinner with family up sort of like northeast of where I live. And I happened to be looking on Facebook Marketplace, and somebody had this lot up, and they had all of these games here. I guess it's 11 games listed for $20 or something like that, or 25. I think I offered $20 for it, and they said yes if I would come pick it up. I said great. I knew I was sort of combining trips, and the only one I really want is this Ace Combat Assault Horizon because I don't have this one already. But I figured, for $20, I could pick them all up on my way to dinner and sell off all the rest, like the NASCAR and Sonic. And in fact, what's funny is I don't think Sniper Elite was in the original ad, so I think this is an extra one that was tossed in. But anyway, all 11 games were $20. We'll make up our money and then some on it. But of course, the reason you try and, I say it's like I try to have a bias to making deals. If you can make something happen, make it happen. Because once I arrived, they said, hey, do you have other interest in any other old games? We have this other box of stuff here. Will you take it off our hands? So let me show you what's in this box. Gets even better. All right, so this was all in that one little box. They brought it out, and I honestly didn't have that much cash on me when I was making this deal. I was on the way to family. I was picking up another stuff, and we just said, how about another $20 and you can have all this stuff? So I said, I agreed, and it was definitely worth it. Definitely some cheapo things over here, like Tiger Woods and Madden and a loose Tony Hawk. There were actually some, just cases that were empty, like the games were all mixed up. But whatever, we'll take that stuff. There were also some other cool things in here. One is the best thing, obviously, is this, which is Star Trek Shattered Universe on PS2. This is brand new, sealed, unopened on PS2. I'm probably not going to keep this. I have this game already on PS2, complete in box, so I don't really need it, and I don't like to hold on to sealed stuff. It's just not my thing. I like to open the games and play them, so I will probably sell that and try and make my money back. If you have any interest, you can hit me up on Instagram. I'll put the little thingy up there somewhere. Anyway, more games that came in it. Namco Museum Volume 3, nothing too special. I was hoping Tekken 3 was in here, but it's actually just a PS1 demo disc in a Tekken case that's a little broken. A bunch of N64 games, mostly sports stuff, but we got a couple good ones here. Star Wars Episode 1 Racer and Diddy Kong Racing, so Diddy Kong's a good one to trade. I don't know what I'll do, maybe go on eBay or whatnot. And then a few more PS2 games, Battlefront 2, Tony Hawk 4, and Star Trek Encounters, which I think I have all of them. I might not have Star Trek Encounters. If so, we'll keep that. But everything else is going for trade. So again, this is kind of why I say, make a bias towards making a deal. Because sometimes when you show up, you get other things. I think they were really happy that I even showed up to buy those PS3 games, and so they had other stuff they just wanted to get rid of, and they put it on me, and this turned out to be better than the first deal. So $40 all in for this stuff and the stuff in the previous segment. So the next deal was also Facebook Marketplace, and the same deal. I was on my way to see family, and I made this my next stop, and it was sort of the same deal. I originally was looking at a PSP lot, and he had the games for $3 each, and we came to an agreement only on 6 games at first. That's all he had in the ad. And then after I agreed to meet up with him the next day, when we were communicating on Facebook. He says, "Oh, well, I have a few more things. Would you buy these other 4 PSP games for $3?" And I said, "Sure." So it ended up being 10 games for $30. Then he kept sort of adding things on because I was sort of willing to work out deals with him. The guy just sort of kept on trying to negotiate more and adding more to the lot. And so I guess this in total was probably about maybe another $50 or so, and I'll break it down as we get into it, everything we got here. So again, I just try and encourage people to make deals happen if you can, because sometimes it turns into better stuff in the future. Here's the PSP games I got for $3 each as part of this. Really, I was only looking for a couple for my collection. PSP is something I'm definitely still actively looking to collect for. It's sort of an oddity, and I don't have. There's a lot that I'm missing, I guess you could say, from having a collection that I'm satisfied with. So anyway, I think originally I can't say exactly which ones were in the ad, but I noticed this one, Star Wars Lethal Alliance, which I didn't have, and this Spider-Man Web of Shadows, which I knew for $3 each were definitely worth picking up. And then everything else I was just going to be agreeable on. $3 each on complete in box, decent PSP games. I could totally do. I'm not sure which ones I have already. TMNT I know is a good one. I'm pretty sure Star Wars Force Unleashed will be pretty good. And I wasn't really worried about getting any of these for $3 each. At worst, we'll break even on some of them. So $30 all in on this. But then he said he had a white PSP, which I'll show you right now. So he told me he also had a white PSP missing the battery and missing the battery cover. I noticed, of course, since it was missing the battery cover, there's a 3001. That was easy to figure out. And this is a pretty nice, desirable model, which is funny because I actually have a PSP 3001 right here in my collection, which is about in the same condition, and I think is also missing the battery cover, although I do have a regular battery for it. So one of these will end up for trade, because I don't need 2 white PSPs, but he said, would I do $18 on it? And I thought, yeah, $18 for a working PSP, even without the battery cover, is probably worthwhile. I figure I could trade or sell this. It's in really nice shape, and you could probably get the battery cover replaced or 3D printed or something like that. But it does work. And weirdly enough, he just said $18 is what he wanted for it. I'm not sure where he came up with the $18 figure, but I figured it was fine, so I wasn't going to argue about it with him. I asked him if he had a charger. He said yes, and he wanted $1 more. I wasn't going to debate that either. I just said fine, I'd pay the $1. I don't know why he was nickel and diming me, but that's cool. He asked me if I'd be willing to buy these Sega Genesis games for $10. Again, I think I have all of these, but I was willing to do for $10. There, as you can see, there's 6 complete in box Genesis games. I don't care if they're sports games. Complete in box Genesis stuff, I will definitely do for $10. I mean, NHL 94 by itself. I mean, I just sold a loose copy of NHL for like $7 plus shipping on eBay. So like, again, I'm just trying to keep things happening because he had more stuff to offer me, and I wanted to make the deal happen. And in fact, he even told me like he may have more things he's going to call me back on. So happy to get this. This is just going to be trade bait. This is nothing too crazy, but it was part of the deal, so I figured I'd show it. He had DS stuff. He said, "What I do, $20 for all of it." I said yes. We ended up, I think, for everything. I think I just gave him $80. I think it was $79. I just told him take the $80. I didn't even care about the $1. But the reason I picked this up, you can see these are a lot of sort of shovelware titles. If I get $5 each on them, I'm happy. I mean, I guess Hello Kitty might be a little bit better on the DS. But interestingly enough, I saw this Tom and Jerry Tales. I'm not sure. I was sort of interested in it. I'm not sure if it's good or not, but it was a different one. I thought this one might be good for the collection. This one I actually did want because I only had it loose. Super Monkey Ball Touch and Roll. I don't think this is a particularly great game, but whatever. It was one I didn't have complete in box, so I figured again, if the whole lot's $20, that's fine. And this one I saw was brand new sealed. So like, I don't know if it's even worth that much money sealed, but I figured again for $20, I could at least get my money back on it. I'm trying to keep the guy happy because he may have more stuff for me. And the big deal was that I got all the PSP stuff from him. So it was sort of, again, you just try and make the deal happen so you get the stuff you want and then trade off the rest. All right, let's talk about the more interesting stuff, which is clearly the Sega Dreamcast collection. So a guy posted in one of the Dreamcast groups that he had this collection. He was looking, he said $525 with shipping included, which I guess was really like $500 plus shipping. And the pictures were actually a little bit weird at first. Like, I had a hard time seeing what was in it. And so I often ask people, like, if I'm really not sure about what's in it or the condition, I always ask, can you give me more pictures? I'm interested. I want to see more pictures. I'm a serious buyer. I have good reviews and stuff on all these services, so people know how to take me seriously. And he did. He sent me a bunch of pictures and said he had loose discs to throw in. And honestly, the $525 that he was asking on the lot was really a steal. I thought I didn't tabulate all of it up, but there were enough heavy hitters in there that I didn't have for the collection, plus stuff for Dreamcast that I knew I could use that I had to do the deal. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to split it off into things that are going to be available and things I'm keeping for my collection. And then we can kind of figure out, sort of how I look at it when I'm picking up this sort of thing. Um, how much do I have to get out of it for my collection to be willing to spend a certain price? And that's kind of what I had to think about here because $500 is still a lot of money to spend. So let's check it out. All right, I had to stand up to get a real wide shot. These are the extras. So these are the things I am not keeping from the collection I picked up. As I said, it was about $500 plus shipping for all the stuff. So these are the things that were I just have already. So there may be some upgrades. I might, like for example, if one of them is a better version than the one I have, I may do some swapping. But for the most part, this is what will be available. I should bring up that I'm going to Too Many Games at the end of June. I think June 25th, which is the Saturday of Too Many Games in Philadelphia. So if you're going to be there and you're interested in doing a trade, please hit me up on Instagram because I've done trades in person at cons and we could do one again. So anyway, let's get into it. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff here. Right in the corner here, we have Carrier. Definitely I guess a survival horror type game. I've got it already, but this is like a $50, $60 game. I have Space Channel 5. In fact, I think I have it sealed, but definitely a great game. Trick Style, unfortunately, doesn't have the manual. We've got Sonic Adventure 2 disc only, which is still pretty desirable. Crazy Taxi 1, great game, but I've got it already. Alien Front Online. Tennis 2K2, one I would definitely endorse and not too expensive. You'll notice there's some PlayStation games here because I don't think a lot of people, or maybe some people know, there was something called Bleemcast, which was a PlayStation emulator on the Dreamcast, and you could buy these discs, which I think you could actually see in the background right over there, which I'll get into in a minute. But this guy had the PlayStation games associated with the emulator and the emulators themselves. So I'm going to keep the emulators, but these are extras for me. So Gran Turismo 2, Metal Gear Solid, and Tekken 3, not bad for 3 extras. I know Metal Gear's like pushing $40 right now. So anyway, that's pretty good. NFL 2K1, a loose copy of Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, a very desirable game. I've got it complete in box, so that'll be an extra for me. Another pretty desirable game, Grandia 2. It's only the disc, but still really nice. Phantasy Star Online version 2. I had to check. I do have version 2. So that's an extra for me. Another desirable game, Confidential Mission. I have it complete. This is just the disc only for Confidential Mission, but this is available. It's a shooting game. Incoming, I've got it already. Sonic Adventure, Dead or Alive 2, another pretty solid game. 2 copies of Ready to Rumble Boxing, 1 loose, 1 in the box. Soul Calibur, one of the best games ever. And I think IGN just said this is the best Dreamcast game of all time, and I would be hard-pressed to argue. Air Force Delta, it's just the manual and the disc. This is like a little generic white case. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, which I got already. And this one I'm just not going to keep, even though I don't have it. I'm not into wrestling. ECW Anarchy Rules. I think this is actually a pretty hard to find game. I think this might be like $100. A few more around here. WWF Attitude, NFL Blitz 2000, pretty great game. Virtua Tennis, you know how I feel about Virtua Tennis. Soul Fighter, there were actually 2 copies of this, so one of them I'm going to keep, and one of them is going to be extra, so I'll show that in the next clip. The Dreamcast web browsers, that's about it. So, I mean, looking at all this stuff just at a high angle, not looking too much into it, I mean, I think, look, I feel like the $500 I paid could possibly come just from this. I mean, Third Strike's very expensive. Carrier, I mean, you're easily looking just from a few games, a few $100. But whatever, we're looking to keep some of it, and I'm just really looking to defray the cost of the stuff I'm going to show you in the next clip. So here are the ones that we're actually keeping for the collection in one form or another. Some of these are upgrades for me, so like the one I have in the collection may go for trades. There are a few extras here. Just a few highlights. Pen Triathlon, I didn't have it all. Super Runabout, Kiss, Psycho Circus. I don't know a whole lot about these games, but I didn't have them. And generally with Dreamcast games, if I don't have them, I'm keeping them. Sega Bass Fishing, I'm surprised they didn't have that. Arrow Wings, I've got loose right now, so this is a complete copy, so my loose copy will be available. Who Wants to Beat Up a Millionaire? Probably a piece of shit game, but I'll keep it anyway. Fighting Force 2, Soul Fighter, as I said, there were 2 copies. Armada, I think my copy is missing the manual, so this will be an upgrade for me. Atari Collection, Urban Chaos, I actually have this complete on PS1. I don't have it on Dreamcast still, so I'll keep this loose copy. Maybe I'll find a complete one down the line. NCAA football, Quake 3. I think I either have this loose or like no manual or something. So again, another upgrade. I was kind of surprised I didn't have the infamous Seaman. This is the weird fish you talk to with a human face game, and it even comes with the stupid microphone, so I can actually play this game now. So definitely a nice add for the collection. Vanishing Point racing game that I didn't have. Zombie Revenge I have, but I don't believe I have the manual for it, or my case is beat up or something, so that'll be an upgrade. Demolition Racer, I think I have loose already. There's the Bleemcast emulator discs. We've got Evolution 2. I don't have it all, so this is, even in this condition without the manual, it's an upgrade for me. By the way, if you happen to have this manual, hit me up on Instagram. And then, of course, the one that's probably the hardest to find, Resident Evil 2. Unfortunately, it is just the disc and the manual, or the discs, I should say. There's 2 discs for this one and the manual. But that's fine. I don't have it at all, so this is better than nothing. And I will, as you know from my history, if you've been watching the channel for a long time, I put together a Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. I put together a Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I put together some other pretty hard to find games. So I'm confident that if I look far enough, I could probably find a way to complete this copy. So anyway, another great find. So again, this and all the other stuff in the clip was a little over $500. I mean, how do you think I did? Did I do all right on this? I think I did. Some of this stuff is pretty expensive. And when I, even with some of the games that I sell for like 20, 30 bucks to make up for it, I think, when I keep a nice collection of games for myself for Dreamcast, the system I'm actively collecting for, it's all going to work out. So anyway, let's wrap it up. So that's it for this video. You can see I had some pretty epic pickups this week. Facebook Marketplace really did well for me. It's really helping me build up my trade bait, although we did get a few really nice items for the collection. And then also the Dreamcast thing, every so often I get an opportunity to make a big purchase where I sort of take a big swing, spend a lot at a time, and pick up a huge amount of items. And, it's going to take me some time to sort of recoup my money so I can take another one of those big swings. But I'm going to keep up at it. So anyway, that's it. As I mentioned, I'm going to be at Too Many Games in late June in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. If you're interested in any of the stuff I have here, or you just want to say hi, make sure to hit me up on Instagram. That's the best way to reach out to me. And yeah, I'll be at the con. You can say hello to me. If you are interested in doing a trade of some kind, you're interested in any of my extras, please hit me up. We can work something out in advance, and I can just bring it, and we can have a nice deal. I have a whole video that I did at the last time I was at Too Many Games where I did a bunch of trades with people. It was a lot of fun. Really makes, to me, just doing deals with people and meeting people makes the con that much more fun. So anyway, that's it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Every little bit helps. Yeah, I want the channel to be seen. I want the channel to grow, and I hope everyone's doing well, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.